Hi, I'm Nurse Rob. I've got another story for you. So here it is. Before I started my walking pilgrimage across Spain, I read an article telling me that I needed to start my walk with a rock. Just a regular rock. And this rock was supposed to be a symbol of my burdens and my weight. And according to this article, I was supposed to carry this rock with me until I laid it down at the foot of the Iron Cross. By mid May of 2019, I was approaching the final third of the Camino de Santiago. I had walked roughly 400 miles. I was in pain. My 30-pound backpack was weighing me down. My hip flexors were deeply strained, and my little pinky toe was so badly bruised and blistered that I actually thought it might fall off. I was sleep deprived, too. Sleeping in the albergues with between 10 and 100 people was hard. I've stayed in a lot of hostels in my past, so the first few days of this was pretty easy for me. But now, at day 30, the snoring was starting to get to me. My earplugs just did not work anymore. There were nights, 4 o'clock in the morning, where I sat with my head in my hands, with my feet dangling off the side of the top bunk, in total amazement of the orchestra of snores that I was listening to. I mean, we're talking about dozens of people snoring, all in different octaves and with their own special nasally twist. Just give me a stick and call me the conductor. You get the picture. The nights were tough. But as soon as the sun rose, I was off walking again through the hills and the valleys of the Spanish countryside. And if I needed to, I would lie down in the green pastures amongst the grazing sheep and take a little nap. Now, the highest point of the entire pilgrimage was marked by an iron cross, Cruz de Ferro. I had been walking with two pilgrims from South America for the last day or so, and we three each had uniquely different reasons for making this journey. But for some divine reason, we found ourselves together for the climb to the Iron Cross. Now, as we got closer and the energy of the sacred ground got stronger, my Argentinian friend started praying aloud in Spanish, and then chimed in my Brazilian friend in her native Portuguese, and finally I started in. So there we were, the three of us praying aloud in our own language as we walked into the view of the Iron Cross. The cross sat on top of something that looked like a telephone pole, and it towered over its base, which was made up of millions of rocks. And yeah, it was just like the article said. Lay your burdens at the foot of the Iron Cross. This mountain of rocks symbolized the anxieties, traumas, fears, tears, guilt, and shame of the millions of pilgrims that had walked this ancient road over the last 1,000 years. That day, I remembered as I watched my friend who had tears and hostility in her eyes as she angrily threw her rock into the pile. God only knows what that rock symbolized. There were millions of those rocks, millions of burdens. No matter what you are going through in life, you are not alone in your pain. We're all fragile. And we are all resilient. However, you do need to stand up every morning, even if you didn't sleep well and even if you're in pain. And you need to keep walking. And you need to keep talking. And you need to keep praying. May God's love and grace comfort you in these times of confusion and heartache.